Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda. I'm Nick Park, and in yesterday's Take 5 I was sharing about how together with my wife Janice we visited Lisbon in Portugal earlier this month, and it really, we love Lisbon. It really is, I think, one of our favourite cities already. We can't wait to go back and visit again when we get another opportunity. And we went there to a museum called Quake, which is all about the Great Lisbon earthquake of 1755, one of the worst earthquakes in modern history and certainly in European history. And I'd thoroughly recommend, if you're in Lisbon, to visit that museum. It's very immersive and really gives you an idea what life was like in that time, including what things were like and the influence of the church. And also it really gave us an idea what it must have been like to be at the centre of that great earthquake. Now, while we were in Lisbon, we went up the coast a little bit to Cascais, and near Cascais we walked out to this rocky formation which is called Boca do Inferno, the mouth of hell. It's basically these rocks and cliffs, and erosion has taken place. There's caves and holes in the cliffs, and the waves come rushing through, and it was quite impressive even when we were there in fairly mild weather. But of course you get some stormy weather there with the Atlantic coming in, and apparently when the weather is really rough, you can understand why they called it Boca do Inferno, the mouth of hell. Because people imagine that the mouth of hell, the pathway into hell, must be terrifying and awesome and stupendous and overpowering. But the tragedy is that for most people, the mouth of hell is not like that at all. The mouth of hell for many people is attractive. The mouth of hell for many people seems like the way to get on in life. You know, there are paths that we can embark on. There are motives that we can have, ambitions that we can hold that lead to the mouth of hell. And yet, these things often seem to promise us joy and pleasure rather than misery and pain. You know, particularly we live in an age whenever young people are often looking to the wrong role models, and they look to people, particularly on social media, who are abusive. They look at people who are bullies. We have people who are renowned criminals standing, running for Parliament here in Ireland. We have people who are social media stars who commit sexual assaults and really are extremely unpleasant and denigrate women and pull them down and behave in ways that are really quite despicable. And we have young people look at them and think that's a role model to follow. They think they're following something that's going to, particularly young men, think they're going to follow this role model that's going to make them feel strong and manly. But it is indeed a gate to hell. And so we need to think carefully about the choices that we make. So often we make short-term decisions that can have very long-term consequences. You know, there are people who do things and they can't even explain why they do it, but it changes their lives. There was a guy recently in Dublin who was involved in the Dublin riots who set a police car on fire, and he was filmed on video doing it. And he says he didn't really know why he did it. He was participating in riots. He was behaving in a way that was racist. He admitted that what he did made him look like a scumbag. And but he couldn't actually give any coherent reason why he had done what he had done. But he ended up with a 6.5-year prison sentence, because sometimes short-term, spur-of-the-moment decisions, they might seem like a good idea at the time, but they are indeed a Boca do Inferno. They are a gate to hell, the mouth of hell. And so I would encourage each one of us, the decisions that we make this day, let's not just make a spur-of-the-moment decision. Think about the decisions that you make. Think about the actions that you take. Think about the words that you say. And say, Lord, would you help me to make decisions, to speak words, and to do the stuff that is going to bring glory to your name, that is going to indeed increase the rule and reign of Jesus Christ in my life, rather than turning into a Boca do Inferno. Because the gate to hell can be seductive, not terrifying when you first see it. May God guide us and help us today in Jesus' name. God bless you. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.